Okay, sorry. Now I have like bad morning hair and just woke up. But I have a few minutes to make a proper check-in, so I thought I'd do that. My daughter's watching cartoons, and my husband's sleeping. Ah, ha, ha. Okay, so what has changed since of my last kind of big check-in? I know I did like a running one. Woo! Went for a run on the weekend. That was really great. And then last night, the big 5 pound. I didn't count the 19 pounds because I did a check in when I was at 219. Um, but I was just at 219 for like a couple days, and then it's like I weighed myself last Thursday, so kind of a couple days ago, and I couldn't believe it. I was 215, and it's very interesting how that happens because um, I was just at 220 and like I did the September 10-pound challenge and I lost like 4 pounds. It was really slow. I was trying really hard and then all of a sudden, boom, 5 pounds. So I certainly do not expect every week to be like this or at all, but it's so good. And I've changed my kind of routine where um, my main form of exercise is now my commute home from work, which is just over 10 kilometers, um, with some kind of couple steep bits that have to go up a little bit. And my daughter is on the back seat because she goes to daycare at my work. So that's an additional 40 plus pounds that I'm pushing as I cycle. And that seemed to make a huge difference. And I was just so busy this week. Honestly, I didn't snack at all and had very, healthy. I made sure I had healthy, I still ate and I made sure I was like eating enough greens every day. So, for example, I was just so busy, I would pack a big salad with some pecans or something and raisins and throw that in my backpack in substantial amounts. And that's what I would eat, and I'd be really full and didn't have time and didn't even think about having snacks in between. Um, but I didn't, one thing I didn't change is I wasn't like, "Oh, I'm not having any of those sweet treats. No, 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 no. In my life, I'm just going to have to deal with having sweets around and eating them and not feeling like it's the end of the world. That's my thing. It's like, if you have 2 bites of whatever it is. Hey, first of all, for me, that's a huge thing too because normally a piece of cake gone, there's no question, gone. You don't take 2 bites and leave it. And now I'm able to like take 2 bites and leave it. And it's funny because I'm partially mentally not don't need it, and because of the band, I just don't. Yeah, I don't have as much of that kind of urgent hunger ever. So if a sweet is around when I'm feeling, oh, I'm hungry, then I eat the whole thing. But I don't have that urgent, I'm hungry. So when the sweets are around, it's like, nah, yeah, okay, I have a couple bites, that's it. So it just does its thing, that good old band. And this is new for me because, as you guys might know, some of you that have been following me for a little bit longer, I've had this band since 2009, April. Did not have restrictions for until August of this year. Had a crack surgeon, and he was like, whatever. If you can't control your own self, then you're just gonna be fat. And I was like, oh, I guess the band's not gonna work for me. Then I found a new doctor who's awesome. Like, what? Put tons of more fluid up in there. We're gonna get you restricted. We're gonna do this. He has a band himself, which was so cool because you don't often hear about doctors that have a band. So we put a few more CCs in there. You won't even believe what I've got. First of all, I was probably given the wrong band. I have a 14 cc band, which is a huge thing, and I've got more than 14 cc's in it. So I'm filled beyond the capacity of the band. Um, and I now have restrictions, but I got up to 14 pieces and was like, I don't really feel like I was restricted. Like I did a little bit, but nothing obviously that like was a big like game changer sort of thing. Not like now, and it would only took me one, and I think it's 1.5 more cc's that I'm now like total life changing situation. So that was the only barrier between me and restriction and the success I'm feeling and experiencing now is just like a couple drops of water. So for those of you who are like, adjustment, I'm not sure, just be persistent until you feel like your van is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Keep going to the doctor and keep asking questions. And if you're not satisfied with what it's doing, be persistent because it does work. And I thought I was one, and I thought, oh, okay, I'm the person it's not going to work for. For some reason, something inside me is just not going to respond to it, but it does. So, yes, this crazy cycling is awesome. And I do yoga on Mondays at work. So, yoga is great. Actually, yoga is what I find like is the workout that 3 days later, it's like, oh, I feel that all over the place. It's really good at getting you to stretch out parts that haven't been stretched out for a really long time. And it's making like it's really just I think supporting the other work, the other fitness that I do, and it is a workout. I don't know if you guys can do if other people out there have tried yoga as a workout. I highly recommend it because it's a whole different kind of workout, and my instructor is kind of like a yoga slash Pilates kind of person, and it's Vinyasa yoga, and which throws a little bit of Kundalini yoga in there, which is fun, and a little bit of Pilates in there, which is amazing. But it is hurts in a way that is really good, and no other like running or cycling makes me feel. So I really think that's essential to getting to core bits and activating muscles and stretching things that you haven't, and kind of just makes you feel good all over. So for those of you that haven't tried yoga, I highly recommend it. It's great. Save like 1 or 2 workouts a week and switch them up. Like if you're doing, let's say you're doing like a 4-week workout plan, you can turn that into a 6-week workout plan by doing 2 classes of yoga, and you're burning, it's not like cardio running. It's not easy. You're burning calories, and it's a lot of strengthening and stretching. So, and just, yeah, I also believe in, depends on the class and the instructor that you go to, but it does definitely do some addressing about feeling clear in your mind and feeling ready for everything. So that's what I've been doing. And then boom, 5 pounds. So 215, amazing. Do you know what this means? 5 more pounds until actually 7 more pounds until my pre-baby weight that I haven't seen it since 2008. Amazing. And then once I get there, I used to live overseas, and then I moved back to North America, back to Canada. And here's another hint. North America just makes you fat. Well, it doesn't, but there's a lot of conditions around you that like are just so normal, like the muffin and coffee in the morning that just make you fat. Oh, uh-oh. Anyways, but I was 180 before I came back here. So I would like to and I was 180 for a year until like for about 6 years until 2007. So yeah, what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. I was 180. I was 180 for so long. And still, and here's another thing. I'm skipping topic to topic. Sorry, but I was 180 for so long, and at 180, I felt like, oh, I'm so big. One difference now is I don't hurt. Like when I was one whatever, when I started this, my highest weight after I had my daughter was 240 something. 245. Mommy, that's the weight. Okay. um, um, but then I remember when I was 180 and when I wasn't living here, sure, but you had to be really quiet. I'm trying to explain. When I was 180, I still felt like I was massive. And then the sad part is I think back to all the different places I've been, and this of course started when I was a teenager, and I was 150 and 160, and felt like I was massive. So what I wouldn't do today to be 150. And it's so unfortunate that this has all something to do with me just feeling, just with how I feel about myself. Because when I got down to my goal when I was 17, I'll never forget. I was like 175, and I wanted to be 130 or something, and I got down to 150, 145 or something like that. And then I was like, yeah, I'm feeling normal, but I'm still fat. Like, I was so into the number. I think, like, then I was like, oh, if I don't get down to 130 or 120, I'm just categorized as a fat person. She's obviously, like, teenager mentality thinking. But, something about that has stuck with me. And it's like, wait a minute. I didn't think about how I felt, what my body was able to do, and I don't think I really just looked at myself and accepted myself at any point. And now it's pretty cool because and now it's pretty cool because anyways, this is a really long check-in, so we'll say goodbye. But there you go, lesson to be learned. Be happy with yourself. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a clap. Give yourself a clap. Because you're all doing great. And I'm going to be really grateful for where I am. Wherever I'm at from this point forward. I know what it's like to be 260 and hurt everywhere. And I'm not there right now. I feel substantially better. So anyways, thanks for watching and thanks for your encouragement. I really appreciate it. And I'm watching other videos. We're watching them all. Can you see it next time? But I sometimes don't have time to comment or don't want to comment in a quick offhanded way and want to put more thought into what I want to say. And then that time never comes. But I am watching and now we have to throw up the whole video.